It's no secret that a major puzzle spoiler was released this week, revealing the long-awaited Speakerman Armada. There are a lot of questions about it, and there are already a lot of theories, but today we're going to talk about something that no one has ever talked about before, as you have to follow the Skibidi Toilet storyline very closely to know these secrets. As we know, there are three races in the Alliance known to all of us: the TV men, the cameraman, and the Speakerman. And each of these races has its own peculiarities and differences from the others. For example, the TV men are the smartest race, while the cameraman are the most numerous, and the Speakerman are the most fun. However, have you noticed that starting in episode 74, the Speakermen don't appear in the show at all? Seriously, if you rewatch episodes 75 through 77, you won't see a single Speakerman in there, not even a Titan. Yes, a few of them glimpsed in the background in the second half of episode 76, but they disappeared literally seconds later. This isn't their first disappearance, so their first return was in episode 59. That's when all the Speakerman came out of their hiding places, and interestingly enough, it was only after curing Titan's Speakerman of the parasite. Is the second return related to the fact that the Speakerman are about to become the strongest race in the series, which only fuels interest in them? So today I'd like to touch on this race, take a look at their representatives, technology, and I'll also tell you about some facts and theories that this race carries, some of which most of you didn't know. Before starting the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have already done that, then we are starting. I'd like to start with Speaker Woman. She has been a favorite of many people, but no one even noticed that she hasn't appeared in the show for over a year. And to be more precise, since part 3 of episode 70, where she, along with Camera Woman and TV Woman, helped the agents to destroy Skibidi the scientist. As for facts about her, Dafuk Boom stated in a long-ago interview with YouTuber Iron Cameraman from August 2024 that he does have plans for Speaker Woman in the series, but which ones he didn't mention. According to speculation, she will be improved even more, as her last upgrade only added the number of knives and 2 katanas behind her back, which are practically useless in the current situation. It's also worth mentioning that she's the only one of the Speakerman race to have a pink color, despite the fact that the official Speakerman color is red. Any other facts or theories I have not been able to compile, as Dafuk has yet to reveal Speaker Woman, but promised to do so later, so we will wait for that event. And now that we know the new information about the improved Speakermen, I mean the main spoiler of the 78th episode, now they will be even stronger. Because as we remember, the cameramen have already gotten their enhancement and can now fight against the Astro Toilets. And now it's time for the Speakerman. On the main spoiler of the 78th episode, it was written, "No more hiding." If you look more carefully, you can see that under each character is hidden word, and if you combine them all, you get a sentence. Invaders shall be executed. Here under the word invaders meant Astro Toilets, and on the spoiler itself we can see the improved Speakerman. Most likely the first character is one of the big Speakerman. His head resembles the head of Autobot Optimus Prime. This silhouette right here is reminiscent of a spider, and this character is most likely a Speaker Woman. And most importantly, in the center is an improved Speakerman Titan 3.0. The rest of the silhouettes are regular Speakerman of various kinds. The next one I'd like to take apart is Dark Speakerman. This character is remembered by many, especially such qualities as courage, bravery, and determination. This character appeared in the series a long time ago, namely in episode 24, when the entire race of Speakermen first appeared in the series. After that, he disappeared for a long time and appeared only in episode 63, but his former charisma was gone, and he became a real warrior with a tough temper, because if you remember, he did not even help to get up Cameraman in episode 63, when he was thrown by an explosion. Since then, he has been seen in the series quite often. For example, in episode 66, he and Speaker Woman destroyed one of the Skibidi toilets, and from 68 to 70 episodes, he was a member of the infiltration squad, and was in it until the end. As far as theories go, there is now an opinion that he can be restored, and I will prove it to you now. As we remember, Dark Speaker Man and Plunger Man died together in episode 70 part 3, but while Plunger Man was killed by a secret agent, Dark Speaker Man was killed by an ordinary gun, and it is possible that he will be repaired and improved, and he has a good chance of doing so. Dafook himself hasn't said anything about him, but I'm more than sure Dafook wouldn't permanently remove such a good character from the show for no reason, so it's likely he'll be back in future episodes. For a while, Dark Speakerman was hated for causing the deaths of 2 Gemini cameramen, but later on, things settled down, as his deed was logically proven. He is also very reasonable, because when Plunger Man hit him several times, he did not respond in any way to this action, so as not to start an unnecessary conflict. There is also a theory that Dafook and Speaker Woman are related, based on how they have done some missions together, but Dafook himself has not commented on this assumption. In conclusion, he will most likely be upgraded, as his knives are practically useless in the current war with the Astro toilets, and he doesn't have any equipment besides them. So if he appears in the near future of the series, he will most likely be upgraded to version 2.0, but his return is unlikely. The next unusual Speaker Man that just couldn't be in this video is Green Speaker Man. Even though he has only appeared a few times in the show, many viewers have already come up with a huge number of theories with him and his purpose in the story. The most popular theory associated with him is that he is an assistant to the secret agent and carries out his orders. This can be inferred from the fact that the latter is already being served by the cameraman twins, who, like Green Speakerman, are also wearing green jackets, and green itself is the secret agent's signature color. It is possible that this is true, but the theory itself has no proof, and Dafook himself has not commented on this theory, so it is still in the background. From the facts, we can immediately highlight his good armor and durability, because in episode 29, he was able to survive the attack of the toilet glitch Skibidi, which is very well seen, because his head was in place, while he himself just passed out. To conclude about him, he, like the rest of the Speakerman race, is part of the Speakerman Armada, and it is likely that he has already been improved and strengthened, as he did not have any weapons when we were last shown him in the series. Finally, the last character we will touch on today is Titan Speakerman. During the whole series, this character has made us remember him many times, rejoice and worry for him, because as we all remember, he was infected twice with Skibidi parasite, and if the second time everything went well, the first time he was infected for a very long time. Now we will look at versions such as 1.0, 2.0, and the version with the additional energy of Titan TV Man. In version 1.0, he has only one fusion cannon on his arm for ranged combat, and 2 melee columns, which he can use to stun his enemies for a while. Overall, there's nothing else of interest here, so let's jump straight into version 2.0. In version 2.0, the version that Skibidi Toilet specifically pumped him up to, he has one cannon added to his second arm, as well as armor around his head speakers and core. And if you think about it, these improvements are useless, but it's better than nothing. Besides, Titan Speakerman makes up for it with his maneuverability, as he is able to effortlessly dodge enemy projectiles by maneuvering with his jetpack. Also in this version, he has a knife, which he actively uses in close combat, and with the help of it, he was able to beat G-Man to a pulp in episode 73. As for his condition with Titan TV Man's extra energy, you just have to remember the first part of episode 70. If you remember, after Titan TV Man gave Titan Speaker Man some of his energy, he was able to effortlessly destroy a huge squad of Skibidi toilets, and afterwards destroy about 20 Skibidi kamikazes flying at him. This state is the strongest of all, but it should not be abused, because no one knows what consequences it can lead to. Of the interesting facts about him, we can immediately highlight his sounds that he makes with his speakers. They are a direct reference to the character Dog from the famous game Half-Life 2. Dafook himself has not once shown us these or those references to different games and many other things, so it's a similar situation here. Also, many people dispelled the myth that Titan Speakerman is a human after seeing a part of his neck in the 28th episode, but most likely it is just an error in the SFM program, because Dafook used to release episodes literally every day, and because of that, there could be errors. For the jetpack's jet engine, we used a model of Megatron's thermonuclear cannon from Transformers. Battle for Cybertron. The exact same model was used for his guns, and what is interesting is that during the whole series we were never shown the Speaker Man base, while the most hidden base was the base of the TV men. Before we get too far away from their base, I will also mention that many are convinced that this very base is underwater in the ocean, but this theory is very unlikely. By the way, the channel has a video where I showed a possible base Speaker Man. Who is interested, you can look. Also, Speaker Man do not react in any way to the glow of the TV man, which was clearly shown in 61 and 67 episodes. In addition, now everyone is convinced that Speaker Man and his armada should be the strongest race in the series, but this is not so much a theory as a fact, which is about to come true, namely in the next 2 or 3 episodes. And by the way, according to official data, Speaker Man is the most unpopular race in the entire series.